decisions or not. Our job is to help it, to nurture it, to bring it along, to make the workers accustomed to making political decisions, to struggling in a principled manner, to learning how to rule. So you don't get a situation where all of a sudden there's an opening and no one knows what to do. Okay. April 15th, 1989, Hu Bang, a liberal Stalinist and a favorite of the students, died. Students took this as an opportunity to, to reach out to the people. And so they began to organize rallies, demonstrations, but they were really memorials, large public memorials to this bureaucrat. And here's the point, they had a program. And I would like to share that program with you. The 7 points were, and I read, 1, reevaluate Hu Bang, especially in relation to his pro-democratic views. He had been kind of, all right, I don't want to describe each, my time is limited. I'll just share with you and then you have to do a little thinking on your own. 2, renounce the 1987 anti-bourgeois liberalization campaign and the anti-spiritual pollution campaign, and rehabilitate all the people prosecuted in these campaigns. Number 3, reveal the salaries and other wealth of government leaders and their families. Number 4, allow the publication of non-official newspapers and end press censorship. Number 5, raise the wages of intellectuals and increase government educational expenditures. Number 6, turn down, quote, 10 provisional articles regulating public marches and demonstrations promulgated by the Beijing municipal government. Number 7, provide objective news coverage of the student demonstration in official newspapers. I want to tell you something, comrades. I believe that any genuine scientific socialist would support such demands. They're talking about freedom of the press, freedom of assembly. That, limited to that, I would support these students. Now, we don't all agree, and it's okay, please don't shoot me. I just think that,
hands up,
that certain democratic rights are worth struggling in the existing worker state. So I have to stop. What is a worker state? And here, because you see in Hong Kong, Tienanmen Square, and today in this room, we have a division that is unhealthy, and that is a generational division. I invited numerous young people to come to this forum, and they're not here because, 1, of course they don't want to hear it, but 2, it's also a kind of a, I don't know if I'm old, that kind of mentality, unserious mentality. We've got to work with the young people, open the door to the youth. A worker state, in my definition, means the following. It is a state that has smashed the capitalist state, right? A situation where, for whatever reason, the capitalist state has either disintegrated or been smashed, right? And in its place, a state where the major means of production have been expropriated and become public property, 1. 2, there is a monopoly of foreign trade, so the imperialists can't control your economy from outside. And 3, a planned economy. That's the stool that keeps a worker state standing, in my opinion, okay? Scientific socialists, so when we look at, now another difference, I want to bring it out, I do not believe that all dissidents inside of worker states is counter-revolutionary. I studied Russia very closely when they had the Samizdat, for instance, that movement. And it was a range from pro-imperialist suckers all the way to former Bolsheviks who were critical of the regime from the left, all in the same magazine. Sad, but true. So I think that when we see these Hong Kong, Tiananmen Square, there's always going to be these spontaneous uprisings come up. How do we judge them? How do we know? Do we run to get our hammer or cheer, kill them all? Or do we try to understand what's going on? I believe that scientific socialists analyze the political character of mass social movements on the basis of their leadership, social composition, trajectory, very important, and political program, not by the illusions or the subjective intentions of their heterogeneous base. I hope y'all got that. Oh man, you didn't hear that. Okay, just that last sentence.
Yeah, say that again.
Yeah, say it again.
Okay. Scientific socialists analyze the political character of mass social movements on the basis of their leadership, their social composition, trajectory, and their political program, not by the illusions of the subjective or the subjective intentions of their heterogeneous base. Now, this Chai-Ling thing, I've heard, oh, we want to treat her fair. Yeah, I want to treat her fair too. She's doing okay at Harvard. Check her wealth. She made a job for herself exploiting people's backward illusions about Tienanmen Square. She's doing fine, thank you. She don't need me to protect her, believe me. We talking counter-revolutionary to the bone. Not only did she say we need to, this is a quote from a film that I sent around, I will send to anyone who wants it, okay? Because I want you to see her talking. There's no gun, she's in a hotel with a reporter. And she said, and I had to write this down, overthrow the illegal government headed by Li Peng. She said that in the hotel room, and then in Tiananmen Square, there was a difference between students. Not all of the students supported capitalism. And that's why I don't know if I want to just call it a counter-revolutionary mobilization. Some of the students had a relationship with the right wing of the Communist Party and wanted to reform the Communist Party in some way and lead to reforms in the society as a whole. I just said I support I support those 7 demands because they were democratic demands. I do not believe that the dictatorship of the proletariat means that you have no rights. Fuck that. How you gonna recruit people to a socialism with no rights? Come on, comrades, we gotta think about what, and that's one of the reasons, no offense, that the left is melting. Because if you have a program that, so here, vote for me, support me, and I promise to shoot you after the revolution. Come on, let's think. Okay.
That wouldn't be very popular.
No, it wouldn't. No,
It's the most unpopular demand I've ever heard.
that's right. All right. As to the case of Tiananmen, there, as I said, now just as Tiananmen, Hong Kong, there was a divide between the protesters and the Lam supporters. Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you, bro. And just as today, as I said, there's a divide between the young people and ourselves. Every year there is a vigil commemorating the Tiananmen Square in Hong Kong, not on the mainland. Is there a desire for such vigils on the mainland? I don't really know. I doubt it, to tell you the truth. But there's a problem. When you oppose something so strongly, very often you make people suspicious that there's something there for them. And maybe there's not. Now, here's another difference of opinion. On Hong Kong, I believe that we have to be a little more intelligent about what is motivating 1 million people to come out to the damn town square. Well, I'd like to suggest the following. 1, there were election rule changes in 2017. Somebody, Maurice Martin. Oh, never mind. These election rule changes in 2017 basically gave the mainland the right to examine who was going to run for office. In other words, a breach of the one country, 2 systems already, are kind of creeping up on it, all right? There also, the case of the 3 book publishers, just to let you know, these guys were publishing books, like the National Enquirer kind of stuff, about, little lurid stories about the president, I mean the leadership in China. Well, all of a sudden, these cats disappear and show up on the mainland on television, confessing publicly. That fools no one. People know that those confessions were coerced. You ever heard of the Central Park Five?
Really?
Please, I mean, this is not making communism look like something normal people would want to be involved in. Also, the extradition law, when it was proposed by Lamb, it's in that context that this opposition rose up. Because they say, all right, so we're going to have extradition and you're going to fucking kidnap me and beat my ass and make me... No thank you. No thank you. But at the same time, and this is the generational divide, over 900,000 Hong Kong citizens signed a petition supporting the controversial law. Because you have to have an extradition law. You can't have a murderer kill somebody in Taiwan and then come to, Hong Kong. Come on. So this is, there's an argument. There's something we need to understand. But that's what fed the situation in Hong Kong and led to the rebirth of the Yellow Umbrella movement, which had basically been discredited and no one was paying any attention to at all. But all of a sudden you have 1 million people in the square. June 15th, protester dies while installing a banner for calling for Carrie Lam's resignation. Now, so in other words, all right, having been in the Occupy movement, I know crazy motherfuckers. Okay? So they climb up a pole and they want to put this banner across the street. And so he's one leg on the pole. And the police said, no, you ain't putting no banner on this pole. Come on. And they struggling, and now the guy falls and dies. Well, this led police involvement, citizen death, more people come, and then twice as many people show up the next day. Because today, you got your cell phones, you got your social media. People find out things just like that. Anything smacking of police brutality, people come right out. Okay, I don't care what country you're in. Nobody tolerates police brutality. So that was the hugest protest that following Sunday. The call for a general strike was raised and was actually very popular. But it winds up that the Civil Human Rights Front, the ostensible leadership of the students, did not want to mobilize the working class as an independent class. Because here in Hong Kong, you got a situation where you have the East meets West. So it's not the mainland. You got situations where the Independence Party actually exists. This is a party that calls for the independence of Hong Kong. Thoroughly counter-revolutionary. But they exist right there, and they're organizing, and they're a faction of these mobilizations. Okay, so the Hong Kong Federation of Trade Unions actually asked for a day off as a way to strike. This was in turn criticized as a half measure. And finally, the Militant Flight Attendants Union, which is currently leading a significant strike of EVA air workers, has also issued a solidarity petition signed by 46 unions in Hong Kong and organizations as well as many individuals. The petition not only declared solidarity with the Hong Kong masses, but also criticized the Taiwanese and the Hong Kong governments for weakening the working class's ability to defend themselves by not granting the right to political strikes. So now, here, what do we have here? We got a ball of confusion is what we have. What is necessary, and people keep talking about Leninism, well, the one thing that Leninism provides is clarity. And I think that's what's missing in this situation. Without a serious Leninist party in place, you're going to have this kind of confusion, and I sincerely hope that there is no bloodbath in Hong Kong, because we know that to carry the Carrie Lam, those elements are busy right now. That's right. Thank you very much for listening.
Okay. First we're going to pass the hat and then